All right. It's good to hear that sound again. It means that we've got another podcast coming up. And thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Derek Lane, another edition of the Fast Lane, your podcast for success. Had a little time off and a little time away from the microphone, but that's okay. Sometimes we just need to step back and reevaluate things that are going on. So for those that were waiting for the podcast, I appreciate your patience, and let's get going, shall we? This week, let's talk a little bit about the end game. Let's talk a little bit about what success looks like. Where do we find success? How do we find success? How do we define success? So I want you to think about your goals. Everything that you're working toward, and then I want you to think about really what does that look like at the end. When you achieve a goal, what does it look like? Does confetti fall from the sky when you do it? No, it doesn't. Okay? Our goals are continual. We work toward them daily, weekly, monthly. We set our goals. We define what those goals are. We tweak our goals. But I really want you to think about what is the outcome? Where does it put you when you get that big house? When you buy that fancy sports car? Now what? What does that look like? Who are you going to be around? Who are you going to show it off to? How are you going to furnish that house? How are you going to store that vehicle? How are you going to pay for the insurance? Think about the minutia. Every detail, every outcome presents a new concern or issue. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But if you think about it ahead of time, because all I can think about is that new Porsche. That new Porsche. Got to have it. Everywhere I see now, my attention is on Porsche. So what am I going to do when I get it? Where am I going to put it? It's going to have a car cover. It's going to be in a garage. How often am I going to drive it? Am I going to rack up miles, show it off? Am I going to baby it? Whatever the case may be. Think about already owning that Porsche and the care that you're going to spend with it. Call your insurance agent and ask them how much it costs to insure a Porsche, because you may finally be able to buy it, then you can't afford the insurance on it. And I know for most people, if you can afford a Porsche, you're going to get the insurance. But the bigger picture here is think about the outcome, your success, your achievements. Think about where those achievements fall flat, or how they don't fall flat. So the new home, the new car, the new wardrobe, everything that's going on in your goal should be met with real expectations. And by the way, once you put real expectations on those outcomes, it only speeds up the outcomes because you've put more thought into it. You've asked the universe to create and manifest this outcome for you because you've put into it, because you've done the minutia. Think about the times in your life that are the most happy. When we look back in memories, they're all fond memories. No one holds memories of anger. No one holds memories of despair and sorrow. Not least, fond memories. Fond memories are generally those spent with family and friends and the good times. So never forget, no matter how much money you earn, no matter how fancy the house, no matter how fancy the car, it all comes back to what makes fond memories. It all comes back to what makes you happy at the end of the day. I've talked about in past podcasts that one of the greatest outcomes that you can achieve is freedom. Freedom to be, have, and do what you want. not be a slave to other people, not be in under someone's thumb. You know, if I'm 5 minutes late to my job, I might get canned, and all this stuff will go away, and the pain associated with it. So you work harder only to be taken advantage of. Freedom is just that. It's freedom. It's free from the harsh realities of what if. No, that's always going to be out there. Sometimes we can't control nature, and we can't control random acts of stupidity by other people. But we can prepare ourselves mentally and physically against some of those things so we can enjoy the freedoms of our life. So that's what you should be working on, is your freedoms. Along the way, you can accumulate wealth. Along the way, you can accumulate material goods. But you have to remember, none of that is worth a damn if you can't share it. If you can't have your family and friends share in your success and your achievements. If you can't share with other people the hows and the whys of what got you there and what made you successful, if you can't mentor someone, then it's not worth it. You're spinning your wheels and you're going to be miserable. I know people that have immense wealth that are miserable. I know people that live very moderately and do not consider themselves wealthy. They live happy. And there's a certain amount of freedom in being able to be happy. You just have to work on freedom in all aspects of your life. If you own a small business, you go to work every day and you're happy, great. If you work for a small business or a big business and you don't have a harsh boss, you've got supportive team members that value your creativity and you love what you do, that's freedom. Freedom comes in many different forms, but we have to recognize it. We have to recognize who we are. Understand who you are. And what do you really want? Again, yeah, I want the big house. I want the car you're talking about. Yeah, I'd love that Porsche you just described. Yeah. How are you going to get it? What's it look like when you get it? Who are you going to share it with? Are you going to take people for rides in it? Out in the country and enjoy the changing of the leaves in the autumn? Those are happy moments. Those are freedom moments. But you got to think about the outcome. You got to think about what it means to you. You got to think about who you are. Who am I? You know, I would not be complete in a podcast if I did not say to you, pencil and paper. For those of you that hear it and aren't getting it, let this be the podcast that it sinks in. There's something magical and mystical about writing down your goals, writing down your achievements, writing down your action plans, whether it's a daily planner, whether it's a diary, whatever, your goal list, write it down. Do not type it. I mean, you can, that helps. But the preferred method is pencil and paper. Write it down. Go back and revisit it. Share it with positive, like-minded people. Do not invest into negative, cynical people. Do not invest your time into people that are unappreciative, ungrateful, and hurtful. God bless those people that they come around and then they find freedom in their own lives. And they find this podcast. And they find you ready to help them when they're ready to be helped. But not until then. Don't think you can take someone and turn their life around because you're ready to help someone. I just want to help people. My God, that's a beautiful sentiment. That's wonderful. Some people don't want to be helped. Understand that. Some people don't want to be helped. Don't waste your time. You've got other people that do want to be helped that you can reach out to. You've got things in your own life that you need to achieve. Wasting time is not one of them. Time is precious. Time is a commodity that is limited. You will not get it back once it's spent, and it's spent every second, every nanosecond that you live and draw breath. Use your time wisely. Listen to this podcast, listen to other podcasts, read the books, go to the seminars. If you look, and if your aim is to discover and understand more about life and the importance of achievement and the importance of helping, the importance of living free, if you look for those things and you ask for those things in your life, if you ask the universe, your higher power, however you want to look at it, and if you expect it, you can ask for something and not expect it. And you go, well, you're wrong, Derek. I've asked for it, didn't happen. Yeah, your stuff is it's all baloney. Well, it is when you don't expect it, when you don't believe in it, when you don't believe in yourself, and you're just going through the motions. Well, I guess I'll ask for it. Hey, I want $1 million. Hey, world, give me $1 million. Yeah, it didn't happen. Wow. Yeah, baloney. See what I'm saying? The negative, the people that have negative in their crawl space, their subconscious, their mind, everything is negative. They don't believe. You're not going to achieve anything worthwhile if you don't believe in it. If you're in sales and you don't believe in your product, you're going to be a crappy salesperson. If you love sales, but you have a crappy product, get another job. Go sell something you believe in and watch your sales go through the roof. I've seen this happen. I've given this advice to people. How do I raise my sales? Sell something you believe in. And if you believe in it, believe in yourself. Believe that you have the ability and work toward it. I had at a speech I gave. Afterwards, I had a manager come up to me and let's say it was in the car business. He says, "How do I become a better manager? What can you tell me that will give me, some ideas to be a better manager?" Well, first off, it's not a pill. It's not some little secret, whisper in his ear. Psst, 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 psst. Oh yeah, great, thanks. That is not out there. I told him to be a great manager, you have to want to be a great manager. Okay, yeah, I want to be a great manager. Do you really? You're just saying it. Do you want to be a great manager in 5 minutes? Because that's kind of what you're asking for. You're kind of asking for me to, maybe in 5 to 10 minutes, explain to you how to be a great manager. What I told him was, go read books on management to be a great manager. Go read the books. Kenneth Blanchard's 10-Minute Manager. Gosh, if you want just a little bitty book to get started where it doesn't blow your brains out trying to read it, 10-Minute Manager. It's been out there forever, and it's got the fundamentals and the principles of being a great manager. But I told him, if you truly want to be a great manager, you need to invest into being a great manager, and that starts by reading materials, whether it's however you want to get it. You want to get audio, you want to read the book, you want to watch the seminar, whatever. That's where it starts. Invest into your craft. Swear to God, that's what he told me. Yeah, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I don't have time. I'm busy. I don't have time to learn to be a better manager. I don't have time to learn to be a better person. I don't have time to learn to invest my earnings. I don't have time for that stuff. My God, there's a 3-hour marathon of the Golden Girls coming on TV tonight. We're going to sit down and watch that.